and welcome to Moonbeam Connections. I'm Jacqui-Leigh. Today on Spirit Guide Mailbox, we're going to find out what message Spirit wants to give us. So I do set the intention that these videos find those, these messages find those who need them when they need them. So if you did find this message today, it means it is meant for you. However, it may just be only a portion. It may not be the entire message. It may just be a portion of it. So take what resonates, just leave the rest behind. It doesn't matter. So we're going to ask Spirit, what message do you have for us today? What message do we need to hear? What message do you want us to hear? What message would be in our highest and greatest good? So what message do you have for us today, please, Spirit? Thank you. We'll get a card here soon. Patience. Maybe that's the message. Be patient. Oh, look at that. Holy. Okay. Oh, I'm just going to try and adjust this here, hopefully. There. Maybe that'll take some of that reflection off. Anyways, so we have the Knight of Pentacles. So this is like being responsible, being in routines, being efficient, working hard, being productive, just you're taking care of things. So it's very much, Pentacles are usually earthly matters. So it's things like your career, working hard in your career, taking on new responsibilities, it can be about, your financial situation, same thing, taking care of your responsibilities with finances, creating a routine around your finances so that, whenever I get my paycheck, I'm putting this much money into savings and this much money into bills and this much money into fun. If you have extra money for fun, we don't all have extra money for fun. But it's a slow moving horse. I think it's the slowest. And it's this sort of methodical plod ahead. I'm just doing things efficiently. I'm taking care of my responsibilities. I'm in this routine and I'm getting ahead because of it, right? I am just continuously working at my job and working at my job, and I'm learning more and more. I'm getting more and more recognition. I'm just slowly moving ahead, right? I'm putting away a little bit of money each month, and I'm slowly getting ahead. So it's this sort of, I look at the Knight sort of like more at the beginning of your journey. So you're starting this journey now. And you may already be sort of partly into it, obviously, into your career, into your saving for finances, but this is the beginning of it. So if you're in your career, even if you've had some advancements, you're still in the early stages of that. You're still going to be advancing further, right? If you've been saving some money, you are still going to be advancing further. If you've been working on your house, you're still going to be doing more, if that all tracks. So I will pull out my board now and we'll see what message Spirit wants to give us about the Knight of Pentacles. So what does Spirit want to tell us about the message with the Knight of Pentacles? As always, I do dub over it, so it might sound a little bit different. I'll be quiet for a moment though, get into my meditation mode, and then I will start writing. You must pay attention to your finances and ensure you are setting yourself up for a comfortable future. This is not about getting rich. This is not about get rich quick schemes, which I can't spell. This is about the slow, methodical process of securing your future. Ensure that you are not wasting money on frivolous things. Ensure that you are saving for the future. Even a small amount every month will add up over time. As you get your finances in order, do not overlook your career. Look at where you can advance. Look at what skills you can acquire. Always be learning, even if it does not directly tie to your current career. You never know when the knowledge will come in handy, or where the knowledge may apply in later years of your career. Where you believe you are going may not be where you land. Preparation and knowledge now will set you up for success later. But don't be too rigid. Don't forget to enjoy life. But life is much more joyful when your earthly matters are taken care of and you feel secure. Then true joy can be allowed to reign, can be allowed out to play. Small steps now, over time, will carry you a great distance and create the security you crave. Love. What Spirit is saying is that, you need to pay attention to your finances. We're setting yourself up for a comfortable future, right? And this is, I think, a problem that a lot of people have, is the future seems so far away, and we're very much hardwired for the now, right? That comes from when we were like hunter and gatherers, cave people. It was, the future doesn't matter because we don't know if we're getting there. What we need to do right now is worry about the now, which is that tiger over there, or which is our berries that are around us all died because we had a overly warm winter or overly warm summer. We didn't get enough rain, and now we need to go find some more berries. That's our immediate thing. We are hungry. We don't want to get attacked by this tiger, this lion, whatever it is, right? And so we're very much hardwired for the immediate, the now, the immediate gratification, the immediate fears, the immediate dangers, right? We're not set up for this long term. We just didn't have long term even, right? What was the, average age millennia ago, right? It would have been, 25, 35, maybe 40, maybe the odd person makes it to 60, right? So we didn't have these huge, long lifestyles to have to worry about, what am I going to do when I'm 70? What am I going to do when I'm 80? What am I going to do when I can't work anymore, but still need to support myself? Anyways, so what all that Spirit is saying here is just make sure you're setting yourself up and just methodical, right? Wow, my eyes just jumped right to that. So just methodical, slowly, even if it's just a little bit of money a month, and look at where you may be wasting your money. And it's not about not being able to have little joys in life or little, things that you want. Like maybe it's like, well, I really love Starbucks, so that's the one thing I'm going to do. I'm going to have one Starbucks once a week, and I'm okay with wasting money on Starbucks. I understand it's expensive, or any kind of coffee shop, it's not particularly Starbucks being expensive. Anytime you are going to get coffee outside your home is going to be more expensive, right? So once a week, I'm going to allow myself to get coffee from outside the home, but the other 6 days a week, I'm going to have it inside. And that, what I bought from the grocery store and make myself coffee, right? And then in that way, if you even look at it, okay, so say it cost me $1 to make coffee at home, and it cost me $5 to go out and get coffee. So over the course of 6 days, I'm saving $4 a day. That's $24 a week. That's $96 a month. And so therefore you're like, well, if I put $96 a month into savings, that's still that much more. And the younger you are, obviously the longer it has to grow, the younger you do that. I mean, putting $100 a month when you're like 18 years old will make a huge difference at the end. And so Spirit is just saying, like, just a small amount just to get going, right? And once you start seeing your savings grow too, you'll get more excited. You'll be like, oh, I want to do $120 a month. I want to do $150. Oh, I don't need to, whatever it is. I don't need to go get that gym pass so that I can run on the treadmill. I'll just start running outside, and that'll save me $100 a month. And I'll put that, so things do get exciting as you see actually things accumulating and growing. But that's not the point of this. The point of this is that Spirit wants you to make sure that you're taking care of your financial future by making sure you're putting away a little bit, even if it's just a little bit. Just start that so you can have this foundation. And then Spirit's also saying, do not overlook your career, right? What other skills can you be getting? What can you be learning? They're saying always learning, even if it's not particularly for your career. Like maybe you make widgets over here, right? And then you're learning about psychology because you're interested in it, but you're learning about psychology, even though right now making widgets, that learning about psychology doesn't help you. It may help you in the future. It may help you when you become the supervisor of the widget makers. And now all of a sudden you can use this knowledge that you have about psychology in order to help navigate supervising people and having to deal with discipline and having to, negotiate people clashing within the workplace, people not getting along. These two are so friendly and they just always make fun of these people, whatever it is. There's always issues in workplaces. So Spirit just wants you to sort of be preparing. Now, another word, it's funny when I look down and these words just pop out. So Spirit just wants you to be preparing for any eventuality, really, right? When you're prepared, you feel secure, you feel more stable, you're not stressed as much, you're not worried, and then don't forget to enjoy life. So Spirit's saying, don't forget to enjoy life. But when you have this security, you enjoy life more, right? If you're going out and you're partying with your friends and you don't have any savings in the bank and you're like, I think I have $100 in my bank account. And then, you start buying things and you're like, how much did I spend? Okay, I'll be okay if I've only spent 50 tonight and then I'll have 50 for the rest of the week. And then you get home and you've actually spent all your money and you have no more money for the week and you feel stressed out and you're like, I don't have any savings or anything. I'm just spending. And then you can't enjoy. You can't have those joys because then the next time you go out with your friends, you're going to be like, I just don't have the money for this and I want to enjoy this, but I can't. And so, but if you have this foundation of I'm methodically, little by little, saving money, I'm methodically, little by little, gaining knowledge, learning things that may help me, that will help me, that may help me advance my career, or as I move through my career, or as I shift careers, right? If we're always just learning, we're always just saving money, a little bit of money and learning, then all of a sudden when it comes to enjoying yourself, it's like you have this license to enjoy yourself, right? It's, I'm going to take this $100 because I know I've now saved over this last year $1,200, or I've saved $12,000 over this last year, and I've got that in the bank, and I know this money is set aside specifically for me to enjoy, and I'm going to go out and I'm going to enjoy it, and I'm going to be carefree, and I'll stay within my limits. But I know that even if, once in a while, and this is once in a while, if you do this all the time, it doesn't work, once in a while, I can spend that extra $20. I can spend that extra $100 because I have security here and I've set myself up so I have that wiggle room. I have that ability, right? But if you're not setting yourself up, and I know it gets very tight. There's single moms. I'm a single mom. I absolutely know there's only so much money. You can't always count on the child support. Some people aren't getting any child support. And so you really have to try and set up your life so that you're just at least trying to squeeze out just a little bit, right? And I understand sometimes we're not in those situations, but try your best, even if it's a couple dollars, try your best, putting a little bit away, and we can always do the knowledge thing, right? There's internet everywhere, even if you have to go sit outside of a McDonald's and use their Wi-Fi so that you can start reading up on things and learning about things and, advancing your knowledge, which will one day come in handy. Knowledge always comes in handy. You never know when or where, but sometimes you just have this weird knowledge about things that somebody just needs or that you need in that moment. And you're like, I actually know this because I know this weird, obscure fact. So I hope you take this message. I hope everybody takes this message. I mean, this is a message for everybody, right? This is absolutely a message for absolutely everybody in the world. We're not going to try and get rich quick. We're not going to, feel like we have to save every single dime, because obviously that's not practical. We're going to do a methodical process, just putting a little bit away, little bit away, little bit away. We're also going to not overlook our career. We're always going to be learning, always learning, always learning, always learning. Even if it's not directly tied to your career, it may somehow around the corner end up being tied to your career, right? Especially if you intend to get promoted or you want to get promoted and you tend to move up the ranks, that changes things. You go from doing work to supervising work and having to answer to those above you, right? It puts you in a different position. So now you're answering to people above you and supervising these people and making sure it's getting done, but you're sort of this squishy middleman here. Supervisors are kind of the worst position because you got everybody at the top telling you to do better, and everybody at the bottom being, you're making us work too much, this is impossible. But we're always going to be acquiring knowledge, learning. You never know where it'll lead you. And when you have this money in the bank And when you have and when you're always sort of learning and growing, you will be able to enjoy life more. You will be able to give yourself permission to actually go out and enjoy life because you've done all the prep work. You're secure in your earthly matters, in your finances, in your career, in your home, in being able to eat every day. And so then that brings you that ability to enjoy yourself. If this isn't stable, if you are worried about where your next meal's coming from, if you're worried about how you're going to pay your rent, there's no joy over here. You can't have joy over here because you got this going on over here. So slow, methodical, always saving, always learning, and then go out and enjoy life. I hope this message helped you today. I'm sending you peace, love, and happiness. Bye for now.